Hello everybody, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here, yee-haw, and I'm back with another Pokemon Unite Best Build Guide. Today, we're talking about everyone's favorite Greninja. I actually think this is Japan's favorite Pokemon, as crazy as that sounds. I think they made it the vice president or something like that. In this guide, we're going to go over Greninja's moveset, the best held items, and we're going to take a look at some gameplay and some things that you can do inside of a match to make you the best Greninja possible. If you like these guides and you like what I'm doing on this channel, I would love it if you liked, commented, and subscribed, and told a friend. Even told an enemy. I don't care. Call up the school bully and let them know to subscribe to my channel. Alright, let's talk Greninja. They say Greninja's difficulty is expert, which I understand at first, but after playing Greninja, I honestly feel like the only thing I have a problem with is deciding which moves to go with. Greninja has so many good options. There's only one ability that I think is even slightly underwhelming. Probably the biggest issue with Greninja is it really doesn't start to become very formidable until it becomes Greninja. Let's talk about it early. Level 1 and 3, you get to pick abilities. I would always start with Bubble. It just gives you a way to take down wild Pokemon faster. And then you get Substitute, which is a nice little dash. Sometimes enemies attack a Substitute, but mainly it's a dash. At level 5, this is when you have to make a decision. You either get to pick Double Team or Smoke Screen. Both of them are dashes and both are pretty good. I will say, however, that I think Smoke Screen is the superior choice. I don't hate Double Team. It's nice, the little illusory copies of you that pop out. Sometimes people target them, but besides that, I think Smoke Screen is better because Smoke Screen gives you a buff. Again, this is the only part of Greninja's moveset that I'm not absolutely in love with. The upside to Double Team is that it has reduced cooldown once it levels up. But let's talk about Smoke Screen. You create a Smoke Screen and then you roll away from the location immediately after you begin sneaking. So they can't see you. They don't know where you are. You also get a movement speed buff, and your next attack becomes a boosted attack. I feel like it's just too many positive things. It's too good. I think Double Team is a little more instant, and you might be able to avoid an attack a little bit better with Double Team, so I could see some people liking it for that reason, but I want to set up situations where I can get a sneaky KO or even trick people into thinking I'm disengaging and then coming back, always keeping the enemy confused as to where I am. I just think Smoke Screen is almost always the better choice here. Now here we are, level 7, you become Greninja and you get to choose between Water Shuriken and Surf. Both are great. Seriously, I have such a hard time choosing between the two. I think Water Shuriken might be a little bit better in lane, maybe, and Surf is a little bit better in the jungle, but both of them have so many uses. Let's talk about them. So Water Shuriken, you throw shurikens made of water, decreasing the movement speed of the Pokemon you hit for a short time and restoring HP, and you increase your movement speed while using this move. You can catch up to people using this, you can heal yourself on neutral creeps, or in the midst of a fight going back and forth with a Pokemon, and all of a sudden you hit them with Water Shuriken and you've restored your HP. It also does a slight amount of area attack damage at the point of impact, not as much as Surf, but okay. It's so good. My overall thought is Water Shuriken possibly better in the lane, slightly better in single target encounters, and it has a lower cooldown. I would lean towards Water Shuriken maybe 60% of the time, 60-40, but Surf sets up some amazing moments. Surf has you ride a wave, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon and restoring HP, so you move with this attack. This is the big thing with Surf. If this move knocks out an opposing Pokemon, a wild Pokemon, or an enemy Pokemon, the cooldown is reset completely, and it deals increased damage to Pokemon with low HP. When I say the cooldown is reset, I mean you can use the move again right away. This is the kind of move that lets you get entire team KOs. If you're in a team fight and you use Surf and it knocks out a Pokemon, you can then use Surf again. If it knocks out another Pokemon again and again and again, and you get it, and it deals more damage the lower their health is. This is just set up to take out entire teams. I love it. Also, it works on wild Pokemon, so you can use it to jungle so fast. let's talk about the Unite move, Water Burst Shuriken. So you throw a giant water shuriken towards a designated area, so you get to target this, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and decreasing their movement speed. The shuriken then explodes, dealing damage to the Pokemon a second time and throwing them. Once the move ends, you can also jump in a direction. Let me actually really quickly show you what that looks like. Here is the Vice President of Japan right here, throwing his water shuriken, and then I'm going to hold up on my control stick, and boom, I bounce away from the move in that direction. I can throw it again, holding right, I bounce away right, throw it again, and if I don't want to go anywhere, I can not move my stick in any direction and I can land right where the move ends. Just something to think about. A lot of times after you throw this move, people are going to retreat, so I would position myself to move in that direction. We'll have some more footage here in a minute of all of these powers and how to use them best. Let's finish talking about Greninja a little bit. His passive ability when the Pokemon is at half HP or less, attack and movement speed are increased. This is just great. It's really nice. When you're at low HP, you get a buff. Awesome. There's not much to say about it, but it's great. Your basic attack is a boosted attack. This is where Greninja gets a little tricky. Greninja has 2 attack ranges. At long range, the boosted attack deals more damage, and it decreases opponent's movement speed for a little while. At close range, the boosted attack deals more damage the lower the opposing Pokemon's HP is. So this is how Greninja secures KOs. And if you remember from earlier, Smokescreen guarantees that your next attack is a boosted attack, so you can use Smokescreen to get in really close to an enemy and start taking them down. Here you can see an example of Greninja's attack range. That large circle with his basic attack, that is a shuriken that he throws at range. But if you get closer, this smaller circle is a melee attack, basic attack that Greninja does. It deals more damage and it also has a slight area of effect you can see when he slashes. And as I was talking about earlier, if you use your Smokescreen, your next basic attack is boosted, meaning it will either slow at range and deal slightly more damage, or deal more damage at melee range, depending on how low the opposing Pokemon's health is. He's a little tricky, but he's not the second most important person in Japan for nothing. Also, take a look at this. I just use Surf right here. Boom! And I get Surf again. We'll talk more about that later. And now it's everyone's favorite time of the guide. That's right, battle items and held items. Battle items, I will leave up to personal preference mostly. I think X attack could be decent, but I think eject button's one of the best items in the game. I could see someone using smoke or even possibly goal getter, but again, all personal preference. My preference, eject button. You get in, you get out, you get on with your life. I feel like that's a slogan. I don't remember it. Here we are, held items for Greninja. This is a very, very good kit, I think. A muscle band, a scope lens, and a float stone, all pretty good. Muscle band, I think, is almost an absolute must. It gives you more attack and attack speed, and it chunks down additional damage based on the amount of remaining HP your opponent has. I think this is almost a definite for Greninja. Scope lens, also very good. Crits are helpful, and if you land a crit, you take people down faster. I can't tell how great this item is. Sometimes it feels wildly imbalanced, sometimes it doesn't. I guess it all depends on if you get those crits or not. And then a float stone. It increases movement speed when not in combat, so you can make it to other lanes faster, or you can jungle faster. It also increases attack. This is a very, very solid set for Greninja. If you watched a previous video of mine, you know that I'm trying to put together a broad list of items that work for most people, and all of these are pretty good to level up. At this point, spending no money, I've leveled up, I think, 5 or 6 items to level 10. Shell Bell is a good option. While it doesn't give you special attack bonuses because Greninja is a normal attack Pokemon, it does reduce cooldown and it lets you recover HP when you use moves. So if you're having problems with Greninja and sustainability, I think that's a decent choice. And as always, a Buddy Barrier is a solid item. It gives you additional HP, and when you do use your Unite move, you get a shield as well as an ally. It just helps you dominate more when you use that for your team fights. Other good options would be Energy Amplifier for kind of the same reason as Buddy Barrier, just in the opposite sense. Assault Assault Vest, or a Focus Sash. All right, let's take a look at some gameplay footage here and we can talk strategy with Greninja. This was a round where I ended up jungling with Greninja. I clear both camps and I'm heading down. Actually, I think someone took my first camp. I've got my smoke screen now, and that means I can now start taking these Pokemon out. I get within melee range so I can hit them both with a single attack, and then boom! Got them both. A couple of KOs. After you clear your jungle, you can just head down into lane, use smoke screen, and they won't be able to see you, and hopefully sneak up on them for a gank like that. This build, I'm using Water Shuriken and Smokescreen, and you can just see how quickly those Shurikens chunk down that Cinderace. You can't change the direction the Shurikens are going once you use them, but you can move around, as you see I did right there to that Zeraora. I am moving while I am throwing these, so it lets me either increase my movement speed, or I can reposition myself in the fight. Also, you can quickly take down camps with Greninja's close range attack. Here's an example of using that Water Shuriken to chase. It slows their movement speed and increases mine, so I just run right up to that Cinderace. You get there a lot faster than people expect. You gain health while you do it. If someone's running in a straight line away from you, oh boy, they're in trouble. Here's a good situation for Greninja's Unite move. I am going to be 2v1'd here. The Charizard ults me, and here comes Zeraora. I throw my Water Shuriken there. It gives me a shield because I had Buddy Barrier on, and then I'm able to take down that Zeraora as well, just using that Water Shuriken and moving around the battlefield with close attacks. Here you can see a double team Surf build. I wait for the enemies to collapse on this neutral Pokemon. I throw my Water Shuriken, then after it pops, I Surf, and I Surf again because my Surf knocks someone out. And I think I get a 3 KO there. I might even be able to chase down the Eldegoss here. I can't remember if I do. Okay, yeah, it takes some doing, but I do manage to chase him down as well. Something I thought that would be worthwhile showing in this is that Greninja can solo Zapdos if you just walk around Zapdos. Just continue to circle around Zapdos, staying out of the immediate zone of influence there while you're spamming your normal attack, and you will solo Zapdos with Greninja. I know a lot of Pokemon can solo Zapdos when they're at a higher level, but this is just something good to keep in mind that, you know, alone you could do this. Go ahead, Greninja, take him down. There you go, buddy. And finally, Surf is of course good for taking out enemy Pokemon, but again, it works for wild Pokemon as well. So you can use this melee attack, close range, and then Surf, Surf, Surf. Every single Combee that's taken out resets Surf's cooldown. It's really great. So I hope this video helps you play Greninja a little bit better. Again, the only issue I have with Greninja at this point is I want to do too many different things with him. I love a Surf build and I love a Water Shuriken build. I think Water Shuriken has a slight edge, but Surf often has me win some pretty crazy team fights. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what guide you'd like to see next. And if you are playing Greninja, let me know what moveset is your favorite and why. Thank you all for watching and listening. I really appreciate it. It's been so nice to see everyone support the channel. Thank you. I will see you next time. Now, Greninja, you get back to running Japan.